Alright, while making the last video, the video you'll probably see before this one, um, talked about the Cube movie, whatever, all that, and mentioned the Matrix and just thought about, hey, let's see if there's a connection here, and sure enough, there was, of course, um, and that is how the first Cube movie, uh, released 201 days. Well, in the US, the first Cube movie released 201 days before the first Matrix movie. 201 is just it just I don't know the origin of it, like the deep significance of it. I don't, but I just know there's a pattern here with it. And you know, this is a big number. This is probably the biggest number in this matrix for real. I mean, I, you know, um, but anyways, so 201, of course, connecting to Saturn worship, planet Saturnus, and reality of Saturn, a phrase uh, that equates to 201. Found that out yesterday. Um, but we know all this technology is of Satan slash Saturn, uh, presenting, you know, putting you in a all this technology, it puts you in a false reality within a false reality in a sense. You know what I mean? Like it layers it up. It makes it even harder to escape this place, right? So, um, but also there's a Mars element to this too, with 9/11. And you know Mars also connects to 201. So um let's see here. So okay, so 9/11 uh 9/11 you got it happened on a Tuesday, right? Tuesday is the day associated with Mars, okay? And that's why the Matrix movie, the first one released in the time of Aries, which is associated with the planet Mars. Um, and Mars Mars in Jewish gematria equals 201. Roman equals 201. Um, like they say, all roads lead to Rome. And this paying tribute to these planets, these gods, deities, whatever. It's from pagan Rome. Okay, you know they this. I mean, it's clear as day. But I do harp on Saturn, but there's, planet Mars is a pretty important one. All the other planets are too. Um, and there's always, there's more stuff to find out, you know, uh, having to do with pagan Rome. But anyways, this is just, you see what they pay tribute to with this. So I'm not just, I know I harp on Saturn, but I wanted to present this to show you it's not only Saturn, but yes, Saturn is the main one, and that's why I harp on it so much, because it's the chief of this quote unquote reality we live in. But anyways, like I said, Mars 201 in Jewish gematria, Roman 201 in Jewish gematria, and uh, Mars is the Roman god of war. That phrase, Roman god of war 201, Roman mythology 201, which of course Saturn and um, Saturn and Mars are a part of. And then to connect Mars to 9/11, right? Okay, so it's the Roman god of war, but it's also the Roman god of destruction. 9/11, right? How obvious is that? Um, and I'll get into that, the 9/11 uh, numerical connection here in a minute. But yeah, Mars, Roman god of war, and what came of 9/11? War, right? In the Middle East. See? And um, the towers, the twin towers for another 201. So you had two towers, then they became zero, and then they rebuilt one tower, the One World Trade Center, for a 201 ritual. See? And Building 7, the building that not a lot of people know, came down. No plane hit it. It just came down, Um, you know, ha, eh, you know, however they did that, I'm not for sure, but I just know it came down, no plane hit it, and it's like, come on, man. And of course, no one knows about it. Anyways, uh, Building 7 started being reconstructed a span of 201 days after I'm gonna butcher this, but it started being reconstructed a span of 201 days after Arm Illustrium. This is the festival in honor of Mars. Like I said, the god of war, god of destruction, um, and for another 201 ritual. And it's on October 19th, which you take out that zero in the date in the 10, you get a 119, and reverse that number, 9/11. 119, 9/11, big numbers with Mars, um, as you can see up here as well, you know, and get into it. Planet Mars, that phrase equals 119. God of Warfare 119. Vatican 119. Um, uh, yeah, all that, and I'll get into these 9/11s here in a minute, but also in Jewish gematria, God of Warfare equals 1190. So you take off that zero, and you got 119. So the reflection numbers, uh, are important as well. And then what's my next point here? Okay, so how we were talking about the cube, right? The cube and the Matrix connection, the movies, um, and we know the cube represents Saturn, the black cube specifically, but the cube just really in general. Um, it's got what, six faces? Yeah, six faces, and we know six is huge with Saturn. Just watch my other videos. Saturn, the sixth planet. Um, Christmas just made a video on this. Christmas, which is in tribute to Saturn, truly. Santa Claus, Satan, Saturn. Uh, Christmas leaves 6 days in the year. Six represents the material world, the physical world, yada yada yada. Six, the rep digit in 666. That's the reason why six is the number that repeats in the number of the beast, right? Uh, but anyways, so there is a cube at the 9/11 memorial, right? And then as far as the 9/11 uh, numerical connections, literally the phrase "the god of destruction," which is Mars, so this phrase 9/11 in Jewish gematria, the Jewish holiday, Jewish gematria. There's a reason this is all connecting to uh, the the Jews. Can't get into it, but anyways, Tisha B'av. This is the Jewish holiday that remembers the destruction of the two temples, and then we had the reenactment of that with the two towers. But Tisha B'av equals 9/11 in Jewish gematria. Interestingly, the phrase "the conspiracy code equals 9/11" in that same cipher. Like I said many times, the old Jesuit ring had 9/11 in Roman numerals on it. I think that is all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.